Viewer discretion is advised.
Sup nerds, I'm Tom.
I'm Wes.
I'm Aaron.
And we're gonna nuts so fast.
If this video doesn't make you smirk, there's something wrong with you.
God, Aaron.
So before we really get started, I just want to go ahead and get it all out on the table. Well,
Nuts
not
on
that.
the table.
This game is an innuendo, and we're going to treat it as such.
Well, this game is the biggest, wink to the camera I've ever seen. But, this innuendo, if you know what we're talking about when we just say the name Nuts So Fast, that's, one of the dirtiest, yet, they got away with it. It's, akin to in Shrek when they named the guy Lord Farquaad.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I did not get it, but now that I'm an adult, I'm like, how did they get away with that?
Get a little nut here.
Yeah.
We were eating M&M's with peanuts. Man, everything's just coming together.
That being said, Nuts So Fast is a great family kids game.
Perfect for kids.
So growing up, I played a game called Spoons, which is just a deck of cards and a pile of spoons. It got really violent really fast, but it basically was you're trying to get a certain set of numbers, and then everybody grabs a thing from the middle, and once one person goes to grab, everyone does. This is a lot like that, but instead of it being like a secret and you all looking, it's whenever the cards come up and it's public knowledge, we all try to grab that specific nut, and don't grab the wrong nut, because that's going to get awkward fast.
So on your turn, you're going to be flipping over cards, and if a set of nuts appears that is a match, everybody's going to be, diving onto the table trying to get that nut. Because you got to get that nut. It's a lot of fun, but there's also, instead of just grabbing nuts, there's also nutty poses you do, which is what they chose for the different poses. They're definitely silly. You could definitely
Wiggle your elbows or something?
do the chicken dance, just a bunch of silly, just all kinds of craziness, and that definitely
You
breaks
could do
up.
the question mark pose, where everybody just needs to... How do I do a dot? Normally, I actually don't even like this kind of stuff in games. Whenever they say, Barker's Row is a good example. Whenever you flip out a card, you're supposed to, whatever's written on the bottom, you're supposed to be like a card of a Barker and be like, spectacular, step right up. I'm always like, don't tell me what to do physically. That's dumb. But I think, in Mountains of Madness, it works with the game, and here it works too, because there's a lot of physicality with the reaching out to grab the thing in the middle, so it's nice to mix it up that your instant reaction isn't just to always reach to grab something in the middle. You're having to go, oh wait, no, I have to, yeah.
And there being three poses, it's everybody always gets confused. You're like, one? Oh shoot, is this one? You're like, oh, you're just constantly and you're trying to not be the last one to get to that pose so that you don't take the points.
And especially with the nuts, because there's not whichever nut there's four of, grab that nut, but the pistachio, it's still four pistachio. It's the almond.
Yeah.
If there's seven of one nut or four of two nuts, then you grab that one. And if you do grab that one, you get to take all the negative points that you had and put them back on top. So it's like a game changer, but it's really rare. It only comes up once every game night.
And because the game is moving so fast, whatever.
But yeah, it's another one of those games where it's such a party game. It's so just, have fun while you're playing it that you don't really care about the points. If you're really playing this to try and win, you're probably, you're doing something wrong, or you're not going to have that great of a time or something. Just have fun. You're going to need to use the point mechanism just so that there is a penalty for you doing something wrong. But ultimately, I never really cared about it.
Just to relax and enjoy the experience.
So this game is definitely a riot when you play it. It's definitely a party game. My only complaint about it being a party game is it doesn't go past 6 players. You definitely would have to get a second copy of this. I think you could definitely do it if you had a round enough table, because you definitely want everybody to reach the nuts. Everybody's got to be able to touch the nuts and fondle the nuts.
I think there really needs to be a lemon expansion.
A lemon?
A lemon?
There's nothing like
So
a lemon
you
party?
have a lemon party? Oh my god.
There's never been a game that has made me appreciate Scrat from Ice Age as much as this.
Nuts So Fast is definitely my favorite game from Smirk and Laughter so far. It was just a blast to play. I loved it. I want a copy of it because, again, it's really a game that's accessible to anyone that's willing to have a good time. You can turn it into a drinking game. You can play it with little kids. It's big enough that my babies can just
chew on the nuts.
Anybody can play with the nuts.
There's no age limit on these nuts.
My girlfriend has never wanted to grab my nuts so fast.
Oh my god. Okay. We'll just put an adult warning for this one. I have to agree with both of these guys. I absolutely loved this game a lot more than I thought I was going to. It's a light party game, but it's really up there in terms of the party games that I will be playing with new people, newcomers, even like my buddies in between bigger games and stuff. I have almost no complaints with this. Maybe the box won't hold sleeved cards, but that's about it. This game is so much fun. It's definitely going to be a game that both me, Wes, and Aaron all own.
Oh, yeah.
And there's very few games that all three of us own. Especially if two of us own it, we're going to be the third person's just going to bow out. But this game is phenomenal. You should totally 100% scroll down, buy yourself a copy with the link that we have in the description box down below.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored.
So you can click it fastest. Go, 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 go.
Well, howdy there, fellow jerk-offers.
You ready to nut so fast?
Not so fast, your head will spin.
Have you ever wanted to play a game that's like Duck Duck Goose mixed with scratching your balls?
Always. When I was 4 years old and I was playing Duck Duck Goose, I was like, man, I wish I could also scratch my balls. You may not know this, but Smirk and Laughter is actually coming out with a series of these types of dexterity games. The next one is called Tits So Quick. Like that?
Come up with that?
Yeah!